Tuesday on Home and Family, Freeform's Pretty Little Liars actress Janelle Parrish joins us. Well, you already know this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Here at Hallmark, we love celebrating Christmas, not just at Christmas, but year-round. So Matt and I are here enjoying some delicious sugar cookies made from dried caramel. These, by the way, are fantastic. You could serve these up, give these as great Christmas gifts.
Are you going to offer me
there
one?
There you go. Merry, it's a little
Thank
Christmas.
you.
A little Christmas. I'm going to have the little tree. Dan Kohler is in the kitchen. He's going to show us how to make these and the science behind these. Dan?
You guys look great in that little Christmas corner. I'd like to think. It's a beautiful shot.
So cozy.
It really is. There's a lot of science behind caramel, Dan.
Listen, we don't have enough time in the day to tackle this, Debbie.
No, and when we're talking about it, even scientists are even boggled by this. Okay, but when you think of caramel, ladies,
yes.
We usually think of the syrupy kind of caramel
In
that
the middle
you
of
put
the
on ice cream,
chocolate.
or in the chocolate, exactly, in the middle of chocolate, or the chewy ones that kind of get stuck to your fillings.
Yeah.
But this is something completely different.
So something that we all make a mistake frequently at home is that we think caramelization is equivalent to melting. So that in order to caramelize sugar, you have to melt it, you have to heat it up and melt it. But actually, there's something completely different going on if you look at this under a microscope. It's not actually melting, it's undergoing thermal decomposition, which is a significant difference here.
Okay. What is the difference between melting and thermal decomposition? Because thermal would mean heating, which would mean melting. Decomposition, also making it from a sugar into a liquid. No?
So first, let me get to the punchline ahead of this and just tell everyone at home, we're going to teach you how to caramelize sugar without ever melting it. Now we'll get back into that
doesn't make sense.
Melting versus thermal decomposition. So melting is a phase change. Think of H2O. If you've got a block of ice, and it melts, it goes into a pool of water, and if that heats up, it goes into steam. Now steam, water, and ice are all H2O. Chemically, they're all identical. They're just in different phases. Sugar, however, when you heat it up and turn into caramel, it actually not only undergoes a phase change, it does melt when you put it on the stove, but it also undergoes thermal decomposition. It's no longer sucrose. It's actually something so complicated, chemists don't even have enough names to describe it. They've started making up names to describe all of the chemical compounds available in caramel. There's caramelan, carameline, caramelon, caramelone. Really, they keep making up names because there are so many things in sugar in sucrose once you change it into caramel.
But what does that mean? I don't understand how water will always be H2O, but sugar turns into something totally different.
Well, let's look at how you make this because it's really easy and it's kind of a great trick to keep up your back sleeve in your back pocket at home.
Or up your sleeve. Or in your back sleeve.
Just mixing words are hard today.
Words are hard.
So I take 4 pounds of sugar all at once and I put it in a glass baking dish. Now glass is very important because it's a bad conductor of heat, which means it's going to heat up slowly. And you're going to put this in the oven at 300 degrees and you're going to stir it like every 30 minutes. And what's happening there...
How long are we leaving it in the oven?
Well, you'll see, this one's been done about 3 hours. And the way I like to stir when I take it out, dig a fork under there and actually scrape all the way along the bottom in circular motion so that you pick up anything that might be caramelizing along the bottom. Now, you can do this all the way. This is blank sugar, regular, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. And what you get at the end is actually caramel that has never melted. So a low heat changes the sugar by thermal decomposition, but it doesn't actually undergo a phase
let's
change.
taste this. Okay, so the first one is just the sugar.
The first one is sugar, and then the second one is sugar that's been caramelized for 5 hours in the oven.
Oh wow, and feel it.
And what's great about this is it's totally shelf stable. So if you make a batch of that 5-hour caramel, then you can just keep this in your pantry and bake with it like regular sugar.
So are these two different cookies?
You've got 2 cookies there. You've got one sugar cookie made with plain white sugar and one sugar cookie made with caramelized sugar. And it's really great. It's just a trick to change the flavor of your baking without any difficult substitutions.
Dan,
It's sweeter. What if you burn it? What if you overcook and then it becomes
This is great. So I made a video at home because I want you to see if you leave this in for 5 hours, you're going to start having some trouble. So watch what happens. You'll see on the bottom of the pan, look, it's all fine on the top, but actually if you tilt it to the side, you'll see it's starting to actually melt at the bottom. It's not just caramelizing, it's also melting. So scoop all that melted stuff out into a pot. We're going to save it. We're not going to throw it away. Pour water, about half the weight of sugar. You're going to heat it up with water. Let that all melt. You're going to dissolve that whole chunk of sugar. It's going to seize up. Don't worry about it. Finally, it will melt. Then we're going to add the same weight of cream that you did with sugar. Stir that and boil it until it reaches 220 or 225 degrees.
Beautiful.
And suddenly you have a beautiful, beautiful, luscious caramel sauce. 220 is going to give you a sort of a looser sauce. 225 is much thicker. It's spoonable. It's beautiful. All it has to do is chill out in the fridge, and then you've saved all of that caramel that you thought you would have had to throw away because it sort of stuck to the pan. As long as you deal with it while it's warm, you're going to keep this in your fridge and you're good to go.
And you can put that on top of ice cream.
Oh, you can dip your cookie in it right now if you want.
Where is it?
Is there more this caramel cookie?
No,
you just taste the
it's
salt
honestly, it's a much more complex cookie.
Could I have this caramel?
This caramel cookie, like
It's so much different.
This is so delicious.
Just wait till you taste this.
I mean,
It's
grainy. It's
grainy. Yeah.
That would be perfect for the holidays. I'm so sorry, Matt and Mark don't have it in there because this is delicious.
It's like almond butter.
How are you guys holding up in that Christmas corner without the caramel?
It's good.
So this is for you. I got it for you.
Oh my gosh,
You know,
stop
just
it.
so you keep. So you. Oh, are we back? Sorry, we were just talking about Christmas, and by the way, wonderful Christmas tips right here at Home and Family. We're gonna give them to you all year long.
amazing.
That's
I got a gift.
It's early. I can't. You know me. I buy something and then I have to give it to them right away. I can't keep.
I have to wait 6 months to open it.
We don't have to wait 6 months for Dr. Clara Young. You're up next.
Oh, hi, everybody. So when we come back and I get rid of the sugar high, we're going to talk about happiness and how you can achieve it in 5 minutes a day.